Hey guys, my name is Steph Chooks. Spoiler alert, this is the last video on Taskly. Alright, let's get right into it. Remember I gave you a challenge to add the number of boards each card has without opening it. You can see this one has nothing and it's 0. This one has 3 and it's written there 3. Alright, so if you didn't get it, feel free to pull my code and see what I did. Alright, let's go. So right now we're going to add tags under all these different boards. Alright, and we need to make sure that each tags we're adding is being added to the right board. Alright, you can further this project by trying to set the name like I said earlier. Alright, so let's get right into it. Alright, so there's a hook for that already. So I'm going to say const mutate, and is create tags. Alright, I'm going to say use create tags. And of course, I want to take in the ID of the particular tags board I'm talking about. Alright, now if I come down here, looking for this plus icon we have here, it is right here. Alright, on click, it goes out as a prop. So let's take a look at that. So if I come here, rack, see it on add. So let's take this out and let's implement what we need to implement. So create tags takes in the values. I'll just leave it that way. Plus, sorry, comma, this, on success, all of this. All right, now let's check on the back end to make sure what we're taking in. In the controller, we're taking in the ID, which are taking in the ID and the board ID. So if I come here and check the tags, okay, yeah. So let's go. We're taking in the ID, which is the group ID, and we're also taking in the board ID, which is letter ID. All right, let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to come here and I'm going to click here now. Oops, we have an error. Let's check. It has to be what is taken in. ID, group ID. Yeah, we have its ID. All right, let's check. Oh, okay, the ID. Yeah, it's that's what. So the ID is data ID. The other way around. We mixed it up. So this is data ID. Data ID, and this other one is group ID. All right. So let's check this out now. Good, it works. And now you can see we can also drag it to different locations. So let me add multiple. I see we can drag it around. But of course, if you reload this, it's gone. So let's just create for others. So it has a default name, right? And you can also type here, but all that doesn't work because if I reload this, it goes back to the names. But at least we now have our cards here, right? So let's work on updating that. So if I drag this here, when I reload, I want to see it the way I've arranged it now. All right, let's go. So we're going to call another hook, update tags, right? So const mutate, update tags, but let me just be sure. I can't remember how the hooks I've created. Update. I really am not convinced that I named it that. So let me check the board hook. Use create board. Use create tags. Use create. Use getter. Okay, I guess that's it. Updates. All right, good. So let's go. Um, all I'm going to do here, update this task is going to take in the entire data, save it to the backend, and that becomes new data. So for us to do that, let's create a function that's going to handle this. And that function is going to be called handle block. And the reason is because down here, we also have a functionality we want to implement on this, which is on block. Now, when I change the name of any task, I don't want it to change while I'm typing, because if it's changing while I'm typing, that means it's going to send too many requests to the backend. All right. So HTML components have a functionality called onBlur, especially input. OnBlur means as I'm done typing, if I move somewhere else, then that triggers. That's onBlur triggers. So when I'm done typing and I move away, that's when I want it to send a request that, oh, something has been updated. Does that make sense? So if I reload this now, it goes back to what it always was. All right, so let's go and work on onBlur. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. All right, let's go. So update task board. Take this in. I'm taking in stores, basically, because when I move this here, the store is updated. All right. The only thing is that it's not being saved in the backend. So I'm just taking in the entire store. All right. So taking stores. Hope you're with me. But we're not just taking in stores that way. So once taking, because what we have is boards, right? So we are going to take in data, everything coming from data. Then what we want to change is the boards. So we are going to change boards and save it to whatever is coming from stores. All right. So 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's go. On success, do this. Why don't you think I need on error? So let's go on error. Let's save. All right, good. So handle block. If I come here and I type now, and I move away, and that saves. What does that mean? If I reload this, then it still stays there. So if I come here and I say, buy tomato, which is what I want my first task to be, because I want to buy tomato, right? And I go somewhere else, that has saved. But we don't always want to send that out. That's also a user concern, but it doesn't matter. Because if I move this to board 3, whatever that means to me, you can see that it has also saved. If I reload this, it's going to be there. If I log out and come back in, it's always going to be there. All right. It has killed so many birds that if I move a board, that also should save, but it's not saving now. All right. It's not saving now. So let's just make sure that works too. All right. All right. So if we come here and you remember we have a function that handles handle drag end. All right. We also have a function that handles handle rename item. All right. We have both of that. All we want to do now is to come right here. I don't even know what this does. Let's find out where it is. Handle rename item. Okay, this just handles that locally. All right. All right. So this updates stores, which in turn updates handle block. So all we have to do at the end of our handle drag end is to put on blur. All right, and it's there. All right, so let's drag and see. So if I drag this, I reload this, see that for some reason that's not working. Let's quickly debug that. All right, the reason why that wasn't working is probably because this handle block is not getting called. So let's just scroll through this. All right, there's a return here, and if so, yeah, there's a return here. So we just need to make sure that there is no other return. All of this will get to this. So I'll copy this handle block, but I'll also put it here, since if this is the case, it doesn't proceed, it just returns there. So let's check. If I drag this now, updated, but it seems like it's going back. It's going back. Let's reload and see anyway, that's what's happening. It's not working. Let's take a deeper look. All right, I had to pause the video a bit to debug. So, found the issue. We don't need this here. All right, neither do we need it here. All we have to do, let's create a new use effect. And what that use effect is going to do is, guys, it's going to monitor stores. It's going to keep checking when stores changed. All right. So whenever store changes, it should just handle block. All right, handle block. Now, if I drag this, it happens. All right. If I do this, it happens swiftly, and I can move anyone. All right, move any of this, and that's crazy. Sweet. All right. What we can just do is that the notifications are too much, so we can just take out those notifications each time, so it handles silently. If I reload this, we have 231. If I reload this, we have 231. If I move this here, of course, reload this, we have all we need the way we left it. If I log out and come back, of course, it's going to still be there. So if I log out, come back, Amelia 1 2 3 4 5 A B C. If I log in, 3 bots, my information is still there. There you go. You have a working tax board. All right. And use it for whatever you want to use it for. Anyways, well, in your spare time, you can implement the delete functionality, and that is all for the Tasky project. If you've watched the video all this way, you're my #1 fan. All right. Bye for now.